Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It is December 14th, 2023. We are in the Old Testament book of Job, and we're going to read chapter 21 today. So Job is going to respond to the comment from his friend previous, which has been like all of his friends' comments, which is, hey, you know what? God punishes the wicked. If bad things are happening to you, you're wicked. Admit it and get yourself right with God and understand you deserved it. And Job's continuing to respond, hey, you know what? First of all, I wasn't wicked, number one. Number two, look around you. The wicked are doing fine. I'm a righteous man and I'm being punished. This is not fair. We don't see his appeal for a redeemer in this section, but we see him going back to that idea of, hey, this isn't fair. What's happening to me? If life were fair, then I wouldn't have been born, because clearly God just wanted to punish me, which we know isn't true. But again, we see the friends with that very simple argument. God punishes the wicked, God rewards the righteous, which has truth to it, but there's much more to it than that. This is a much more complicated world that we live in. We live in a world that God wanted to be sinless, but thanks to our ancestor Adam, sin is now in the world, and it's got to be balanced out. So God is using that to test us, to refine us, to have our lives become something that leads us into either, willingly go away from Him, that, hey, you know what, we had every chance to return to God, but we chose not to, or you know what? We want to go with God. We want to be sinless. We want to go to that sinless new creation that's coming, because we appreciate what God is and what God's done for us. We understand that we're the ones that broke creation. The reason why bad things happen to good people is because that's the way we want it, essentially. So let's go ahead and we're going to read Job. We're going to read Job chapter 21. Then Job answered and said, listen carefully to my speech, and let this be your consolation. Bear with me that I may speak, and after I have spoken, keep mocking. As for me, is my complaint against man? If it were, why should I not be impatient? Look at me and be astonished. Put your hand over your mouth. Even when I remember, I am terrified, and trembling takes hold of my flesh. Why do the wicked live and become old? Yes, become mighty in power. Their descendants are established with them in their sight, and their offspring before their eyes. Their houses are safe from fear. Neither is the rod of God upon them. Their bull breeds without failure, their cow calves without miscarriage. They send forth their little ones like a flock, and their children dance. They sing to the tambourine and harp, and rejoice to the sound of the flute. They spend their days in wealth, and in a moment go down to the grave. Yet they say to God, depart from us, for we do not desire the knowledge of your ways. Who is the Almighty that we should serve him? And what profit do we have if we pray to him? Indeed, their prosperity is not in their hand. The counsel of the wicked is far from me. How often is the lamp of the wicked put out? How often does their destruction come upon them? The sorrows God distributes in his anger. They are like straw before the wind, and like chaff that a storm carries away. They say, God lays up one's iniquity for his children. Let him recompense him that he may know it. Let his eyes see his destruction, and let him drink of the wrath of the Almighty. For what does he care about his household after him, when the number of his months is cut in half? Can anyone teach God knowledge, since he judges those on high? One dies in his full strength, being wholly at ease and secure. His pails are full of milk, and the marrow of his bones is moist. Another man dies in the bitterness of his soul, never having eaten with pleasure. They lay down alike in the dust, and worms cover them. Look, I know your thoughts and the schemes with which you would wrong me. For you say, where is the house of the prince, and where is the tent, the dwelling place of the wicked? Have you not asked those who travel the road? And do you not know their signs? For the wicked are reserved for the day of doom. They shall be brought out on the day of wrath. Who condemns his way to his face, and who repays him for what he has done? Yet he shall be brought to the grave, and a vigil kept over the tomb. The clods of the valley shall be sweet to him. Everyone shall follow him, as countless have gone before him. How then can you comfort me with empty words, since falsehood remains in your answers? May God bless reading his word. May God bless you. Bye.